World
Hey.
Carnivore Month ended January 31st. And yes, it is February, but we are closing that month out because over the last few weeks, Robin and I have been building on something on purpose, y'all. Okay? We started with sleep, y'all know. Our food is the foreplay for sleep. Everybody should be quoting that. Y'all should be making shirts by now. That is the only way the body could actually repair itself. Then we talked about the food pyramid and how, yes, it has improved, but it didn't fix the problem. Okay, carbs and sugar are still on there, and it's all in where you are in your life. Because we have these phrases, ketovore, carnivore, so on and so. It's where you are in your life, but we want to make you aware that they're still on there, which that means diabetes, your inflammation. You will probably still stay on your prescriptions because somewhere things need to take place, okay? And then we talked about how we lost our natural rhythm. And that's the one, the moment that I'm in now is finding, I'm not finding myself because I've always been here. So I am reuniting with me. So those are the things that we're talking about, how you were supposed to wake up in the daytime and that we are attached to a clock now. And so how do you find your personal rhythm in there? And so last week we talked about why so many people are still tired. You're still tired even though you sleep. Right? Okay. So, as we close out World Carnivore Month, there's one final question that we want to answer honestly. What actually happens when you stop fighting your body and give it what it needs consistently? Ooh, 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 ooh. All right. And for those who are new here, hi everybody. My name is G Brown, the lifestyle changer. I am a certified nutritionist in the standard American diet. And I say I don't recommend it. Okay? The phone is ringing. Every Monday night at 7 p.m., Robin and I come live. We talk about food, sleep, movement, and what it actually takes to live your best life, especially as we are getting older. So, Robin, when people commit to being a carnivore for a month, even if it wasn't done perfectly, usually the very first thing the body does is what?
Well, everybody, welcome back to Hey Sister Girl. So glad that you are here with us tonight. Drop us a little note down in the comments and let us know where you are watching from. My name is Robin Heron, and I am your health coach, and I am also your carnivorous grandma. I'm also certified in nutrition in the standard American diet, and I also highly do not recommend it. Um, so I'm here to help you understand to understand your body and fuel it in a way that actually makes sense. So, what happens when what's the very first thing that the body does? And a lot of people think that the very first thing that the body is going to do is release the weight, right? Now that's what where a lot of us are looking for is like we're coming to another way of eating, another diet plan, another trend, thinking that the weight loss is the primary thing. But what we find out is that it is not, right? So the first thing that's going to happen when you choose the carnivore diet or the sugar-free lifestyle, ketogenic, proper human diet, whatever you want to call it. When you choose this, the first thing that's going to happen is that you're going to see some relief from your symptoms, right? And those things don't necessarily show up on the scale. Now, I'm not saying that you're not going to lose weight because we both over here have lost weight, but that wasn't the primary thing, right? So the relief shows up within your body. It looks like getting out of bed without having to brace yourself. I don't know if you remember those days, but I had the days where I'm like, trying to get, trying to bounce myself up out of the bed because I was just a little bit too heavy. And so also it looks like standing up without that sharp ache in your knees. It looks like a reduction in your overall inflammation all over your body. Taking the steps in the morning and realize, man, this doesn't hurt like it usually does. Maybe you're feeling a little bit more flexibility. Maybe you're able to lift your arms or wherever you are having your pain at. And so a lot of people, when they change their way of eating, do not realize just how inflamed you were. You were extremely inflamed because the food product that you were eating was an inflammatory way of eating. So our inflammation becomes normal. Those pains, those aches, those I think she said I had my first old people disease. It was bursitis, right? So we think that those things are the normal process of aging, and we don't remember what not hurting feels like until that pain goes away, right? So when you remove foods that constantly irritate your gut, spike your blood sugar, and trigger an immune system response, the body doesn't rush forward, it exhales. Y'all remember that book, Waiting to Exhale, the movie Waiting to Exhale? Where you're just trying to breathe. Your body is now getting out of defense mode. So here's what it's like. It's like finally unclenching your jaw after holding tension all day. You didn't even realize that you were doing it. I find myself doing this at work sometimes. And I didn't
Mm-hmm.
realize I was doing that until I stopped doing it. It's kind of like that. So when this starts happening, people start to get nervous. I'm gonna give you guys an example. They think, okay, now what do I optimize? What do I add? What do I tweak? I had a family member try this way of eating, a person that is a diabetic, that their blood sugar went down to the normal range, and they literally freaked out and said I had to get up in the night and eat some sweets. I had to eat some carbs because they're just like not used to having a normal blood sugar range. So we don't want to tweak anything. We want to go ahead and stay the course. Let's not get fancy. Let's focus. If your body is exhaling, it's time to stay boring. Meals on repeat. Keep doing the same thing that you're doing. Stay the course. Being consistent is what lets your inflammation keep dropping. So use the same foods, use the same rhythm, use the same expectations. So it's not really super exciting, but it is definitely foundational. So G, tell us, once the body isn't constantly reacting like it was, what starts to change internally?
Okay, this is where everything we taught earlier, okay, earlier in this month comes full circle, guys. When food stops creating a chaos, sleep finally gets to do what it was designed to do. Let me give you example of signals. Um, I'll say again, everybody knows. If you don't, you know now. I'm on a ship, so my meals and stuff are prepared for me. And I made a drastic, for me, change in January. And I'd like to give a little backstory because it back in 2024 at the end, it wasn't a resolution. It was a commitment to the women who are in our Marco Polo group. Um, we have a paid version. We'll talk about that later, but it is like-minded women. That is my tribe. Okay. And we talked about more movement. That was our thing for 2025, more movement, more movement. And I was doing 15,000 or more steps a day. That was the commitment that was made. We were in there. Whether the movement was walking, dancing, it didn't matter. It was a commitment that you made. So now into this year, I made the commitment of no alcohol. I made the commitment of looking at my plate and saying to myself, how does this benefit me? And because I was so heavy in that, Robyn and I brought this show for the month of January to you, talking about how food is the foreplay for sleep, because we weren't getting good sleep numbers. I was unconscious. No repairing was really taking place. I told y'all I lost my butt. I mean, all kind of things was going on. So with that being said, I now look at things differently. That food is not chaotic. Hence, I ordered some pork sausages. These sausages are so good, y'all. I was telling Robyn about the sausages, but ironically, when they got on the ship with us, it was not the same sausage. She got off, the sausage returned. But I found myself being hungry during lunchtime, and I only eat breakfast and dinner.
Mm.
And I said, what was different? The chaos that was being done, whatever's in that sausage. Anytime I couldn't wait to get up in the morning to get the breakfast, to get some sausage, and I went from 2 sausages to go ahead and bring me 4 today. Okay, you know what? Just do 6 so you don't have to go back. I found myself doing that. Then I told my husband, if I try to order sausage in the morning, shut me down. I forgot I told him that. So I was sitting there and I'm looking at him like he say, "Gee, you told me." He had to pull me out of that sugar coma that was I was getting ready to attack this man. Don't you tell me what I can't. He's like, "Stop." So I knew something wasn't right. And it came from that moment. Listen,
Mm.
guys, you will get that sleep. It'll be less chaos. People fall asleep without replaying the whole day. They wake up less during the night when you're doing this right. They wake up without that heavy, foggy feeling, even if they didn't sleep longer. You are feeling lighter in your body. You think it's the movement. It had to do with the food. You fueling yourself with the right thing. Blood sugar stabilizes. Come on, it stays that way. You are consistent. Cortisol doesn't spike at 2 and 3 a.m. Repair actually finishes. So that means when you are moving and you are doing, even if you decide to do light weights, all of that has to repair itself. Old injuries repair itself. So if okay, it's like the repair crew finally gets a full night shift of work done with no interruptions, no emergencies. Remember, Robyn gave us that example of being on the highway. They do major potholes, major construction in the middle of the night because y'all supposed to be at home sleep. That's when they do it. So imagine a work crew that gets to do a full night of work without one car coming by. Just imagine how much they could get done. It's the exact same thing with your body. So if your sleep is improving, protect that at all costs. Don't add late night snacks. Come on now,
Mhm.
back just because you starting to feel better. You can't do that. And guess what? And when the sleep becomes restorative, just like that, Robyn, tell me this. How does it show up during the day?
Yeah, so we've been talking a lot about sleep for the last couple of weeks, and yeah, the that analogy about the repair crew, y'all think about the highway, right? And how sometimes if you get on the highway in the middle of the night, the crews are out there working, repairing the highway. And so we're looking at that analogy and thinking about that as our restorative sleep. When we are able to sleep through the night, then our energy can come back, but not our caffeine energy, right? So you're waking up in the morning with that cup of coffee, which I do enjoy. But my friend over here drinks broth in the morning. She don't even have coffee no more. So, not having that caffeine energy means that it's not jittery, it's not urgent, and it's not forced. You're not dreading getting out of bed. I don't know if any of you ever experienced this where you just woke up tired because your restoration crews did not have time through the night to repair your roads. So you waking up tired, dreading getting out of bed, needing coffee just to feel like a person again in the morning, and not we're not crashing in the mid afternoon. Also, our movement feels different. Walking
Mhm.
doesn't necessarily feel heavy. Standing
Mm-mm.
up, you don't have to negotiate yourself up out the chair to get up and get that movement done. You move because you can, not because you're necessarily trying to burn something off all the time. You
Mm-hmm.
just feel good about movement. So um, we think about this. We what we've been doing with this standard American diet is we're pushing a stalled car up the hill. We're pushing it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Pushing behind it. When we get to the top of the hill, we realize we had the brakes on the entire time. So it's just a struggle. It's just a struggle to get that movement in. When our energy comes back, we think that we can do more. Let's add more in. And I think that that is a trap that we fall into oftentimes where we're like, oh, I got such great energy. Let me add in, you know, let me go to the gym 3 days a week. Or, let me add another 10,000 steps to my day, whatever it is that you're trying to do. But what we're saying is not necessarily do more, but consistency. Be consistent. We always want to add something more in. I think about this with fasting sometimes. We want to go from a 16-8 to an 18-6 to a 24-hour fast. Now we want to do a 72-hour fast, 5-day fast, 10-day fast, 40-day fast. We just keep increasing it. And we still have repair that's underway. So we need to
Mm-hmm.
consistently focus on getting that really good restorative sleep so that our body can repair, right? So the energy return does not necessarily mean that your rebuild is finished or that your body is done. It means that your system is stabilizing. So when your energy comes back, don't immediately rush out and spend it all. It's like you got your check on Friday and you just spent the whole daggone thing. Now you got nothing to get you through the rest of the week. So we don't want that. Let our body rebuild back before we're asking more from it. So this is how we build trust with ourselves. Not to say that you can't add things on, but don't rush to add them back on. This is a long game. I was teaching about this in my coaching class last night. This is a long game. We're not in a sprint. We are in the marathon now. So think of it as a long game and stop trying to add things on all the time. So we're building trust with ourselves. We're responding to what we're doing with patience instead of putting more pressure, applying more pressure to it all the time. So, geez, some of these people hopefully have joined us for World Carnivore Month and have been doing this carnivore thing for this last month, thinking I got nothing to lose. Let me try it. What might they be feeling right now?
That is like you hit it right on point because that's how I started this. So, for those who don't know the backstory, my husband couldn't walk, and I was a vegan. Okay, I had been a vegan for 4.5 years, and I still had issues. Where's my here we go. These are my vegan years. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All over here. So on the left, that was my standard American diet. That was me at my largest. And then this is me thinking I was cute through the center because I was a vegan. And no, that was not it. But here we are on the right, carnivore. Carnivore did that for me. I had not researched. See, you guys at least get to come on here, ask questions, and see different things. I didn't do any of that. I did just what Robyn said. I had fibromyalgia, spinal stenosis, bursitis. I had the bulging disc in my back. I didn't try everything else. They didn't convince me that I'm at the
Wait a minute.
top of the
Hold up,
food
hold up,
chain.
hold up. You got to respond to this. Go
Wait
ahead
a
and
minute.
respond to this. Please go vegan if you care about God's creatures and creation. Go vegan to return to the Garden of Eden. Liked and subscribe. Thank you for liking and subscribing. We do
Oh,
appreciate that.
yes.
Oh,
But listen, that's what actually I'm sitting here telling you about right now is the fact that I was all of those things. And no, the pain. Listen, I gave veganism an honest try. 4.5 years of my life. 4.5 years of my life because y'all said that was the top of the food chain. Y'all said the vegetables and all this other stuff. I developed high blood pressure as a vegan. I ain't have it before. but I developed high blood pressure as a vegan. And then you want to know, it's like, um, oh God, if I saw some of my older TikToks with the bean soup with the uh 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 gosh, what was that? Oh, my juice. Oh, I had my juicing down pat. Oh my God, you couldn't tell me nothing. And no, that was not it. I became a carnivore, and every illness I had, I no longer have. I'm turning 62. I take zero meds. So, what was some things for me? Okay, I'm watching Frederick go from a walker, no, a limp, a cane, and then a walker. And I'm like, we were shopping for a wheelchair. So I'm looking at these different things, and it's like, God, I thought, we were gonna get older, we were gonna travel. Now I got to look like these jokers. We're gonna have matching scooter, his and her scooter, pink and purple, pink and blue, follow our colors. What? No, I don't want a twin like that. That is where we were headed. Now, less joint pain. I have no joint pain. Calmer digestion. I have close to no bloating. But there was someone in the comments that was talking about having 20 carbs a day. Those sausages threw my whole system off. It started making me crave. I was craving more sausage and anything else. But I've never had cravings for cake, cookie, pies. They on the ship. All I got to do is look at the people eating it and know that's not the life that I want anymore. Been there, done that, bought the shirt, sold it. Matter of fact, couldn't wear the shirt, had to buy a big old dress, got rid of it too. So, better sleep is, of course, at the top of my list of one of the things that I have moved to the top. And less fear around food. Y'all, did you not hear what I said? Have you been on a cruise ship? Do you know how accessible food is? Anything that I want. And I have not had a cookie cake pie, pudding, jello, huh? A fruit tart, a apple, a pear, a fruit or a
Mm-hmm.
vegetable, a bean or a nut, a yogurt, a parfait. I've had none of that. None, zero. People eat that all around me. I know they look at my plate like, what's wrong with me? But while I sit here fit on no meds, and you sit there and I see 2, 3 stomachs, cankles, you got flip flops on because your foot is so swollen, your arm is up, is this big, and then heaven forbid you have the little diabetic uh, uh, marker on there, huh? Your chins just out, acne, sores, skin tags, all of that came from your food. Okay,
Right.
ponder on that. Relief looks like your belly feeling softer instead of inflamed, hunger feeling clear instead of urgent. You remember hangry? I don't get hangry anymore. I just don't. I'm ready to eat. That's it. The hunger feeling, let me see. This feels like this is what we were supposed to do. My
Yes.
relationship with food is so, that is just a small portion of my life, small.
Yes.
I remember it being, I'm cooking one meal thinking about what I'm gonna cook tomorrow, or I didn't had that. So yeah, were you trying to switch things up? Or I got a meat now, I know I need 2 sides, got to have a starch and a vegetable, and then if I really let's go ahead and add a bread and a dessert. I think of none of that. Give me a piece of meat, I'm gonna eat it, and I'm out of here. They always say, y'all left, was everything okay? Yes, I ate and I'm gone. There, I have none of that. So, relief looks like your belly feeling softer instead of inflamed, hunger feeling clear instead of urgent, cravings not controlling your mood, no more hangry. It's like turning the static off the radio. Suddenly, the message comes through clearly. That's what this
Mhm.
life feels like. If fear is leaving, don't replace it with rules. That's what Robin talked about. Stay simple. Meat, salt, water, rest. Meat, salt, water, rest. You eat the meat, salt, water, and you're going to rest well. And then you get to get up and do it all over again and add other things to your life. And Robyn, this is why the community matters so much, right?
I have to respond to this vegan. I'm sorry. Let me just
Okay.
say a couple of things because this person is invoking God as a vegan, and this is
Oh,
just
Lord.
wrong.
See, I don't, y'all,
uh,
I'm sorry. I don't be looking at y'all at the
oh
messages like,
Lord,
look, let me
yeah, you're right.
expand the
Oh
screen.
Lord, yeah. So
Eating flesh,
basically,
drinking blood, drinking
we're
animals.
not
Okay,
animal
first of all, you don't
sacrificing.
think
First
that
of
the
all,
plants are alive.
all right, and
Well,
all the
you know,
animals
you
that
can
get
talk
killed
to a
every time a
plant.
harvest happens. Come on, so many bugs, animals, rabbits, small animals, all kinds of animals die for your vegan diet. So if you think that vegan is a bloodless thing, that's absolutely incorrect. So, um,
The blood of
but
the
what we're
plant is green. It's still
exactly,
blood,
it's still
honey.
blood. Yes, yes. And I was just reading about the Exodus. So I'm sure that you, as a Christian, understand what the Exodus is and what happened when they went out of Egypt when the before the death angel passed over. So the Passover had to do with them killing a lamb, standing as they're eating the lamb before the death angel, and that blood on the doorpost was what kept the angel from killing somebody inside their house. So yes, you do need to read your Bible. You need to understand what the scripture does say about food and eating. But what you need to know is your standard American vegan diet is a high sugar way of eating, period. It's a high sugar way of eating, and your body is fighting for its life with that high sugar diet. So,
So let me ask this question. Are the options? Because these are the options. You're saying to me that is God's creature, which I feel plants are God's creatures as well. Because if you go to an area that we have not went in and trimmed the bushes or cut the grass, it just keeps right on growing. It multiplies. It's wonderful for oxygen. So as you're destroying that, you're destroying the oxygen for us to breathe. It goes on and on. But you're telling me not to mess with the animals, but instead to continue with, you do know that plants have toxins, and that's the reason why you're pushing veganism, and more people have irritable bowel, Crohn's disease, or actually losing colons over all of the toxins that is destroying the gut. So you're telling me
exactly.
to save the animals. That's what God intended for us, is to have these different illnesses, because that's not making sense to me. And so you're telling me that I should try impossible meat with 22 ingredients versus one ingredient in ground beef. The math ain't mathing. You're telling me that before all of this manufacturing came about, that the way we were ancestrally eating, right? Way we were eating, building our muscle and all of that, because we don't have multiple stomachs like they do. So there's this thing about the intestines and all that other stuff. Baby, only thing I can tell you is that I had a boatload. Hold on. Where is it? Robyn, where are things at? Let us save the
Which
people
thing are we
right
looking
now.
for? The overweight
Oh,
animals?
nope. Wait, stop. This
Oh,
right
yeah.
here. So this is what I want you to see. You can pause this. On the left or right, whichever one says Robyn, that's what she had. Eczema all over her body. Arthritis, sleep apnea, deficiency, menopause, all of these things she had. Me, I'm over here, bursitis, spinal stenosis, fibromyalgia, two bulging discs, my lower back. They needed to do surgery. I was getting UTIs like every 3 months, my sciatica, my vertigo, all of these things. And I sit here now with zero. I have zero issues now. And and I was 4.5 years vegan, doing what you asking me to go back and do. Girl, I will go ahead and go and lay in the grass and die before I turn in the grass and eat it. I'm
I
so
know that's
done with
right.
that. I'm sorry. This ain't nobody else's testimony. This is G Brown telling you. I know that my husband couldn't walk. Where is that dang on video real quick? I
Hopefully
know
that's
my
in
man
here.
couldn't walk. I know doggone well everything that was going on with him. And then all of a sudden, oh, it's down in the videos. Hold on. Here
Mm-hmm.
he is. Oh no, that's a now one. Him now. Where's the oh, here's the before.
We are both on
Oh,
mute.
that's oh,
Go
okay.
ahead.
That was my husband. He could not walk. We didn't know what was going on. And while I'm following him as a fat, fluffy vegan, okay? And Tabitha Brown, who you do know is a vegan, and since she has been a vegan, had a whole hip replacement. Why? Because the toxins in the plant is harming you. But let me show you my husband now. Huh? Babe, you couldn't come on this channel or any channel, follow me in my real life and get me to eat a plant. I
I
don't
know
want a
that's right.
pineapple because all of it has been modified. Do your history. Go look at what fruits used to look like and then look at what you put in your body now. Honey, let me tell you something. a, a plant that's no good is one that a bug won't even eat. Okay. So now the plants that you are eating, forget the chemicals because they are repellent to it. The animal kingdom don't want to eat it, but you'll go and buy it. And then they'll slap organic on it. And your system is tore up. You were never meant to poop that much. Pooping is what your body couldn't use. So if you're going 2, 3 times a day, regularly, good stools, baby, that's your body reacting to the fact it didn't want what you put in there. We could go tit for tat all day long. Can you survive? That's because God wonderfully made you. But anytime I turn around and see somebody that's sat here and lost toes, ankles, and legs, all because they couldn't close their trap to a sugar trap,
Yeah.
you look around and see how many kids are on the spectrum, not in the carnivore community. That's where I'm going to leave that. I'm
Thank
going
you.
on because I will go tit for tat. We can have a whole thing in
I
regards
know.
to that.
Yeah.
Just tell them how, go ahead and tell them
All right.
uh, why community matters.
Yeah, community is a huge piece of this. And so we have a community on Facebook called the Hey Sister Girl Facebook group. It is for ladies at this time. Sorry, guys. It's a free place to learn. You should come and learn something. Vegan, learn something about what you really should be doing. That moral thing that you're doing is you're off. You're just off. And that's not Christianity that you're talking right there. Okay, so it's free, gives the people to place to learn, ask questions, feel supported without pressure. So those who want more direct support, we have a Marco Polo group, which is, if you know what Marco Polo is, it is a video chatting service. It's less than 60 cents, 66 cents a day. And you get to ask real questions and hear, yes, that's normal. Keep on going. So community helps you stay the course when things get quiet. G, what about people who want a little bit more?
I know. So guess what? It goes even on from there. So inside of the description of because you know Robyn and I stream, so I believe she added them to hers as well. There's a link in there that'll take you to the Hey Sister Girl group. Please answer the questions. If we
Yes.
see that they did not answer, I don't look at a name or nothing. I just hit delete and think no more of it. We also have the Marco Polo group. That is a group where now you see us first thing in the morning. There's tips, there's all kind of things, but it's also a community where you have questions and we feed one another with information and encouragement.
Yes.
And that's the place that you go when you might not feel your best. And I'm not just talking about in your body. It's like, look, I don't feel like doing this today. We are your encouragement. We are your accountability. But wait, there's more. Okay. That's the reason why it was placed on Robin's heart last year for the first annual Impact of 2025. Well, guess what? The
Yes.
second one is here. It
Yes,
is an
yes.
in-person event. Who is in Kalamazoo? September 5th. You need to mark that down. But I got another thing to tell you. Tickets are on sale for cheap right now. Is we not cheap, inexpensive. It's the early bird special,
It's early
and
birds.
that is going on now until the 15th. So that means you can buy your sweetheart one for February 14th. These tickets are on
Mhm.
sale at the early bird up until the
February
15th
15th.
of February. Yep, February 15th. So don't lose that. What can you expect? You're going to have real conversations about food, sleep, environment. You're going to have practical tools that can help you actually use. You're going to have doctors and practitioners there, people that's medical that know doggone well. Because, like I said, I'm a certified nutritionist, and I tell you 100% do not eat the standard American diet. I will tell you that. I will also share with you in regards to seed oil the fact that oil is for engines, and a lot of vegans believe in the grapeseed oil, and they believe in the olive oil. And I believe that oil was created for an engine for factories and vehicles, but then they found another way to make money off of you. We can give it to you a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, and you think that you're doing well with your new disease this week,
Mhm.
with your restless leg, with your skin tags, with your sciatica, with your carpal tunnel, with the pinched nerve, huh? With the eczema.
Depression,
So those foods that
anxiety,
I am talking
on and
about,
on.
there you go. All of that comes from food outside of meat. And I'm only telling you what my experience is. I am not your medical doctor professional, but I do have them that will be at the Impact in
Yes, they will.
Kalamazoo. Okay? All right.
Okay, we have
So
a
you can
question.
turn around and
Oh,
get
we have
those. Go
a,
ahead.
it's not a question. John J. Kenelan says, I live my food plan by eating ruminant meat and fat. Yes, indeedy. Limiting carbs to
Yeah.
20 grams a day. Yep, keep those carbs low. Good job, John.
You can keep them low. I just know for me, when I let the sausage in, I start seeing my own behavior change. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sitting up, I was thinking about sausage at night. Couldn't wait for morning. I'm ready to go sleep. So I get up and get that sausage. And I just found myself wolfing them down. And I said, this cannot be good because the pattern is coming back. Normally, I just hit there and do a steak and eat some ribeye fat off to the side. I enjoyed my meal and I press on. But I don't sit there and ponder and think, oh my God, how many more hours? That's how I knew something was in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My body told me, I need you to stop this. It was giving me signals. So,
So, what
let me
we are
see.
teaching, I'm going to say one more thing to this vegan lady. First of all, I'm glad you have good health. If vegan is working for you, work it. We are not telling you to stop being a vegan. We're
Nope.
saying that eating all those plants does not work for us. As you saw our
There
list
you go.
of
So I'm
ailments that
confused.
we
I'm
had.
with you, Robin. I'm confused. I'm confused that I'm not telling you to stop being a vegan. I'm actually supporting you. I did it for 4.5 years, sis. It did not work for me. I gave it an honest try. And I went to the gym 7 days a week. Did not miss a day. 6 months straight. I lost 10 pounds. I did not lose one illness. I gained, I told you, high blood pressure. So that means that, far as I'm concerned, oh, I was pre-diabetic. I was all of them. I'm nothing. I'm saying I'm nothing now. That's not true.
None of that
I'm
stuff.
whole and complete. I am
Hmm.
whole and complete. This is what I found for me. And I also know that cancer cells, like sugar, diabetic, type 2, type 3 diabetes, you choose that for your life. It's
Hmm.
a choice. You out here, you went to the grocery store and picked up illnesses off the shelf. When you whatever food it is that you're buying, you picked it up. You're actively participating in that. But you know what? We're gonna talk more about this next week. Monday at 7 p.m. We will see you again. Have a great evening, everybody.
Bye,
Peace
everybody.
out.